Welcome back to Dash Like a Pro. So we've been going through a few videos and giving y'all some tips, but now I want to give you some tips that I know is a huge problem for new dashers and some veteran dashers. This might help you out. So hopefully, when you were going through this or whatnot, you could take these tips and actually make it a little bit better, man. You know, get some things in for you. So one of the main things that dashers have a problem with is their cars. Their cars are unreliable. I mean, if you think about it, the average dasher or Postmate driver or Grubhub or Uber Eats, we drive more than the average bear. I mean, most people drive from here, their home to work, home to school, whatnot. We drive everywhere all the time. So our cars wear down faster. Our brakes wear down, our tires wear down, engines, you can name it. It wears down. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you some tips to help you get around that issue, so it's not as big of a deal. So if your car breaks down, you're not figuring out how you're gonna pay it. Instead, it's like more of let me call this place or whatnot. This goes back to the new dashers. What I've been saying on every last video. You want to take every last dash. This is one of the reasons why. It's the main reason why. You want to take every last dash and consistently dash like crazy. Make as much money as you can. But 3 months minimum. 3 months. After you do 3 months of hardcore dashing with whatever car you have, as long as you can make it work for 3 months, if you can go hardcore and just make as much money as you can, it will pay off. This is what you do after you work 3 months hardcore dashing. It's the reason why we do this way, because we are contract workers. So we work for our own business. Companies like car dealerships and loans, or whatever you want to take it, whatever you're looking at, they looking at our pay. Instead of saying like, hey, I made this much last week, they want to see how much you made for a whole 3 months minimum. If you knocked it out the park, they look at your stuff and they pretty much give you whatever you want. The key or the way to get a really inexpensive, reliable car is to look at your local car rental places like Enterprise, Budget, Hertz, Avis. We all seen them, heard them, used them when we go traveling. This is the best time to think about to use them. Those companies have cars that they can't keep around. They have to get away, so they're trying to give them away. By their regulations, I don't know if it's government, state, or whatever, or company, but they have to keep up on maintenance. So all of their cars are like brand new cars. I don't care how many times people drove them. They're like brand new cars. So every time they go out and get a customer to drive it for a while, they have to come back and get full body inspections on the cars by their people. That's why they have a mechanic shop in the back. They fix up the cars. But by their regulations they have to follow, they have to get rid of their cars after it goes over a certain mileage. This is where we come in, because the mileage isn't 100 miles. It's less than that. It's about 50-something thousand or 60-something thousand. They have to get rid of their car and get a new car. So you can call around to different places and they are excited for you. They're excited for us. They're ready to get rid of these cars. And they know DoorDashers make money. So we are go to them and they are a good benefit for us. So when you call them, you ask them what type of car you want. I'm gonna be real with you. I got some friends out there who probably be laughing and make fun of me when they saw me in person if they knew what type of car I bought from them. But as new dashers, I would tell you this: go for the most fuel efficient car you can find. Forget what it looks like. You want something fuel efficient, 35 miles a gallon, 42 miles. You want something super cheap, so gas is not a big deal at all. In fact, when you fill up gas, you don't even look at the price because it's so cheap. That's the type of car you want. You want to get that and ride that car around DoorDash like crazy for a year. Yeah, I said it, for a year. By that time, you got that car mostly paid off, because if you get a car from a rental place, most likely you're going to get a good payment deal, especially if you come in there with $1,000 down payment. I say $1,000. They say $500. Go $1,000. with 1,000, your loan interest is lower. It's easier to get a car that you want instead of taking whatever they give you. It's gonna be a lot easier. And once you get a car from like car rental places, they have this thing where they have a year maintenance. Where year maintenance, they take care of your oil changes, tire rotations, big repairs, like if your engine breaks down, if your transmission breaks down, they're covered. But you also have to recall, we are door dashers, we are delivery drivers, we would drive that car down. So when they give you a year warranty, it's always two things, but everybody always pay attention to the one thing. Everybody pays attention to the 1 year. Nobody pays attention to the 1 year, or if you go over a certain amount of mileage, which we do very fast because we drive. So money saver will help you out. I almost didn't catch the deadline. I had to pay for a transmission, but I didn't because I made it by like 100 miles or something like that. It was something really low. But get it after market warranty. Those people who be calling all the time saying, hey, do you want an aftermarket warranty on your car? Yes, you do. You do. That would save you so much money, thousands of dollars. I'm not talking about hundreds. I'm talking about thousands. Your car's going to break down. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Your car's going to break down. You're going to be like, wonder how you're going to pay for it. Or you might have the money, but it's like taking up all the money you just earned. So you want to get aftermarket warranty. When you get a car from a rental car place, your mileage is so low, you can qualify for the highest coverage from these places. Like, I'm not sure how other people work, but I go through personally CarShield. Now, I'm not promoting CarShield. I'm just saying that since I had them for like a year or whatnot, my car's been breaking down, and I haven't really had to pay nothing but $100 for the service fee. So like all the transmissions, all the electrical problems, they cover electrical. You get Diamond program. All of the engine problems, everything they cover. Only thing they don't cover is tires, rotors, and brakes. And be real with you, tires, rotors, and brakes are not that bad as a repair on cars compared to like a transmission, engine, electrical problems, or whatnot. A lot of these things you guys can fix yourself if you're like mechanically inclined or whatnot. But keep this in mind, that takes up time. It takes up time, and that's your time for you to be dashing. So, I mean, if you can fix a car really fast, that's cool. But if you can take it to this place and they can fix it faster, that's even better. And it's cheaper, too. It might be cheaper. I don't know. Look into it. You might be like a super mechanic. Go for it. I mean, why not? Save some money. But if you're just like, okay mechanic or not a mechanic at all, get somebody else to do it for you for $100. It's great. You won't even notice it. You'll be so happy your car is working. And when you tell people you fix a transmission for $100, they're going to be like, what? How'd you do that? I'm telling you right now, that saves me a lot of money. That'll save you a lot of money. Keep that in mind. And after you pay this car off, which you will do, the price is a lot cheaper when you get from a car rental place. They're not charging you top dollar. They're charging you the price of trying to get this car out of here. So you might get a slightly used car, 50-something thousand miles for $9,000 or $10,000, maybe $1,100. 11,000, sorry, not 1,100. That's too low. 11,000, which may seem like a lot, but if you DoorDash, it's not. Put $1,000 down. Maybe if you have a car you think is junker, you could trade it in, get some of the more of that money off. And then what I learned the hard way, I think it was like 6 months ago. I didn't think about it till right after I did it. When you're really getting close to paying the car off, you done ran this car up to like 100,000 miles. Go to another local car dealership. You can go to a new one at this point and look at their slightly used cars, which might have like 30,000 miles on it. But you can get something like, when I got like a Jeep Cherokee, you can get something like that for a Versa. And right after you do that, then take the money you was going to use to pay the car off and put it on the new car. And that car payment would be way down. And then you just knock that out. You can keep on doing that, or you can just do what I'm planning on. I'm planning on just paying this car off and just get another car or whatnot. But you can do that. And then you got a new car, it's reliable. Depending on where you are, these are the type of cars you want to get when you get to this point. Like by the second year, you can pick a car you need, not one that you have to get or want, something that you need. I live in the mountain areas, so sometimes I'm driving out in valleys, sometimes I'm driving out in forests, sometimes I'm driving out in the mountains. But it messes up your car. Snow, rocks, hills, mountains, dirt roads. If I had a different car, I'd probably been stuck a lot of times. I have been stuck a lot of times. I've been blessed to be able to get out of those situations, but off-road car, I'm able to go in blizzards and get stuck and then just flip into a different mode and get out of the snow. It's not a big deal. Helps out a lot, saves a lot of time, and believe it or not, even though it's scary, at first if you're not used to it, people are more grateful to be able to deliver to them during a snowstorm because you got a car that can do it. Like them cars you see on the freeway driving crazy during a snowstorm, they have a car that can do that. And when you have a car that can do that, you don't think about the dangers of driving in snowstorms as much. You're thinking like, oh man, this is super easy, especially if you're keeping your tires up to date. Yeah, you'll go through that weather like butter. It's not that big of a deal. If you're a good driver with a good car like that, man, you're gonna make money real easy. So hopefully you take this tip, guys, and get better cars or whatnot. Maintenance, that's very important. Keep up on your insurances, because unlike the average Joe who pays insurance, said I'm never going to use this, we're going to use insurance. It's going to happen at least 3 or 4 times in a year. Maintenance the most. I've used tow like 3 times this year. I used my maintenance one, aftermarket insurance about 3 or 4 times this year. Every single time the bill was super low, not a problem. It got me back on the road. A lot of times when they fixing your car, you can go get a rental car. With rental cars, I'm not sure where you are, but most of the times if you rent a car, you cannot dash in those cars. If you buy a car, you obviously can, but if you rent a car while your car is getting repaired, you cannot dash in those cars most of the time. You might want to look around. They might have some places that allow you to do it, but most places won't allow you to do any type of car sharing services if you're renting. It's their policies and whatnot. They might even ask you, hey, what did you do? You could lie. I'm not going to lie about something, especially something that's stupid. I just chill out and not work until my car get fixed. But yeah, take this advice for what it is, man. Get out there, be a better dasher, get higher pay. Don't worry about the bill so much, because you'll be covered by paying your insurances, your aftermarket insurances. Go for them, knock them out. Those bills are a lot less than paying for a transmission out of pocket or an engine or electrical problems. So give it some thought, give some research, and get out there and start banging it out, y'all. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you guys next time.